So in this specific analysis, this was an updated analysis for Arm G, which, as you say, was ADT versus ADT plus abiraterone. STAMPEDE recruits men with high-risk localized disease as well as metastatic disease. The thing that links them is that both groups start long-term hormone therapy. But on this occasion, we just looked at the metastatic patients. We're going to separately analyse the M0 patient at a later date when the event rate is higher in that subgroup. And so we had around 50% more deaths on the control arm, so substantially more deaths. We've now reached the median survival for the abiraterone and the control arm. And we also have now pulled in all of the imaging that is obtainable, which is about 90% of the imaging at baseline. So we could now categorise patients into latitude high risk, latitude low risk, and also we did the charted high and low volume as well. So we can report results in all of those subgroups. So the main headline is that not very surprisingly, the survival benefit holds good with longer follow-up. And we now know the median survival gain is just under 3 years. It's 2.8 years. That's underpinned by an absolutely colossal gain of 3.3 years in the failure-free survival, primarily driven by PSA data. So that essentially, you've got about a 6-month catch-up between those two things. So there's a 3.3-year delta on failure and a 2.8-year delta on overall survival. So you do get a catch-up in CRPC, reflecting the fact that you've got more salvage options if you've used up abiraterone in one arm but not the others. But the catch-up is only about 6 months, which is around about the benefit that was seen in, for example, the Cougar 301, 302 trials in the CRPC setting. So it's consistent with the fact that you get some catch-up, but you can't wipe out a 3.3-year deficit with the efficacy of abiraterone or whatever else you give, enzalutamide, it doesn't matter, in the relapse setting. And that was, in addition, underpinned by a reduction of just under 50% in symptomatic skeletal events, and these are obviously profoundly miserable events for patients: so spinal cord compression, pathological fracture, surgery to bone, radiotherapy for bone pain, all went down around 50%. So that's a separate clinically important difference between the two arms, apart from the huge survival gain and the huge gain in failure-free survival.